Hello. Today we will be discussing the conservation of Australian sea lion. Australian sea lion populations have been slowly declining in recent years, being put on global IUCN Red List in 2014 and the EPBC Act Threatened Species List of 2021. This presentation has helped you to understand why our beloved sea lion are on the endangered list.
This is our table of contents to easier find parts of the presentation.
Australian sea lions are one of the rarest species in the world. They are only found along the coast of southern and western Australia. Their scientific name is Neophocus cinerea. Scientists estimate that only about 10,000 to 12,000 remain in the wild, and some breeding colonies have experienced major population declines over time. Unlike many other sea lion species, Australian sea lions reproduce very slowly. Females usually only give birth to one pup every 17 to 18 months. This makes it extremely difficult for populations to recover when animals are lost due to fishing, pollution, habitat destruction, or climate change. Because the species exists in such a limited geographic area, even small environmental changes can have major impacts on their survival. This is one of the main reasons conservation efforts are so important.
Australian sea lions have several physical adaptations that help them survive in the ocean environment. Their streamlined body allows them to swim quickly and efficiently through the water while hunting prey. Strong front and rear flippers help them steer, balance, and move through rough ocean currents. Thick layers of blubber help insulate the body and maintain warmth in cold water temperatures. Australian sea lions also have extremely sensitive whiskers that can detect movement and vibrations underwater, helping them locate prey even in dark or cloudy water conditions. Their pointed snouts contain specialized muscles that automatically close the nostrils underwater, while the external ear flap can tightly seal to keep water out during dives. Large eyes improve underwater vision, and sharp teeth allow the sea lion to catch and tear apart fish and squid. These adaptations help Australian sea lions survive naturally for thousands of years, but they cannot fully protect them from modern human-caused threats.
Australian sea lions are carnivores that mainly eat fish, squid, octopus, and crustaceans. Their digestive system is designed to process large amounts of protein from marine animals. Their circulatory system plays an important role in helping them survive underwater. It allows them to conserve oxygen while diving for long periods of time in search for food. The nervous system helps coordinate swimming, hunting, hearing, balance, and underwater movement. These systems work together to make Australian sea lions highly adapted marine predators. One of the most important psychological characteristics of Australian sea lions is the unusually slow reproductive cycle. Females typically give birth to one pup every 17 to 18 months, which is one of the slowest reproductive rates among sea lion species. Because reproduction happens so slowly, even small increases in death caused by fishing, pollution, or climate change can have major effects on the survival of the entire population.
Australian sea lions are an important part of the marine food web. The food chain begins where producers such as phytoplankton and algae, which use sunlight to create energy through photosynthesis. Small marine organisms like krill and small fish feed on these producers. Large fish, squid, and octopus then feed on smaller marine organisms. Australian sea lions hunt fish, squid, octopus, and other marine animals, making them important predators within the ecosystem. In turn, sea lions can become prey for large sharks and orcas. Decomposers such as bacteria and marine worms break down dead organisms and recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem. If one part of this food web becomes disrupted, it can affect the survival of Australian sea lions and many other marine species. This is why protecting endangered species is also important to maintain healthy ecosystems.
Australian sea lions live along the western and southern coast of Australia in a marine coastal biome. They are commonly found on rocky shorelines and offshore islands where they breed, rest, and raise their pups. Several abiotic factors are important to their survival, including clean ocean water, stable temperatures, salinity levels, and healthy marine ecosystems. Australian sea lions are highly dependent on selective breeding colonies, and females often return to the same breeding locations where they were born. Because their habitat range is limited, pollution, coastal development, habitat destruction, and environmental changes have significant impacts on the population. Protecting these habitats is extremely important because once breeding areas are damaged, recovery becomes very difficult for slow reproducing species.
Climate change is becoming one of the biggest long-term threats to Australian sea lions because warming ocean temperatures affect the entire marine ecosystem. As oceans warm, fish and squid populations may move to different locations or decrease in number. This reduces the amount of food available for sea lions, especially nursing mothers who require large amounts of energy to feed their pups. Climate change can also increase severe storm and alter ocean currents, which may damage breeding habitats and make survival more difficult for young sea lions. According to a 2022 study published in Frontiers of Marine Science, environmental changes linked to warming oceans are affecting prey availability for Australian sea lions. Researchers found that changing marine conditions forces nursing mothers to travel farther distances for food, increasing stress on both the mother and her pup. Scientists believe climate change will continue placing additional pressure on already endangered sea lion populations if global temperatures continue rising.
Conservation efforts are extremely important for protecting Australian sea lions from extinction. Governments can help by creating marine protected areas where harmful fishing practices are limited or banned near important breeding colonies. Scientists are also working on safer fishing equipment that reduces accidental sea lion deaths caused by entanglement in fishing nets and lines. Reducing plastic pollution and protecting coastal habitats can also improve sea lion survival rates. The public can help by reducing ocean pollution, supporting wildlife conservation organizations, recycling plastics, and spreading awareness about endangered marine species. Because Australian sea lions produce so slowly, protecting every individual animal is important for helping the population recover in the future. One of the main reasons Australian sea lions are endangered is because of human fishing activity and accidental entanglement in fishing equipment. According to Australian Sea Lion Monitoring Framework published by the Australian government, scientists identified fisheries and fishing gears as major human-caused threats to sea lion populations. Researchers also found that Australian sea lions reproduce very slowly, with female pups only giving birth to one pup every 17 to 18 months. Because reproduction happens so slowly, even small increases in adult deaths caused by fishing nets or marine debris can seriously reduce population recovery. This evidence supports the claim that human fishing activity is a major factor contributing to the decline of Australian sea lions. Climate change is becoming one of the biggest long-term threats in Australian sea lions. According to a 2020 study published in Scientific Records, long-term ocean warming was connected to major declines in sea lion populations. Scientists found that warming ocean temperatures disrupted marine ecosystems and reduced the ability of prey species that sea lions depended on for survival. As food becomes harder to find, nursing mothers must travel further distances and use more energy searching for prey to feed their pups. This evidence supports the claim that climate change is creating long-term challenges for Australian sea lions. Because the species already reproduces very slowly, additional environmental stress caused by warming ocean temperatures makes population recovery even more difficult and increases the risk of future population decline.
One of the main reasons Australian sea lions are endangered is because of the human fishing activity and accidental entanglement in fishing equipment. According to the Australian Sea Lion Monitoring Framework published by the Australian government, scientists identified fishers and fishing gear as major human-caused threats to sea lion populations. Researchers also found that Australian sea lions produce very slowly, with females only giving birth to one pup every 17 to 18 months. Because reproduction happens so slowly, even small increases in adult death caused by fishing nets or marine debris can seriously reduce population recovery. This evidence supports the claim that human fishing activity is a major factor contributing to the decline of the Australian sea lions.